Coming up on the Sports Desk, playoffs, and even more playoffs from basketball, soccer, water polo, and wrestling. We're bringing you up close and personal with all of your favorite student athletes absolutely killing it in the CIF Southern Section Championships. Let's get to it. We've got the who, what, where, when, why, and how. Let's get things started right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Sports Desk, your one source for all things Torrance sports. I am your slightly under the weather host, Lesley Robbins, bringing you a gateway to the brightest sports stars and hottest sports spots in Torrance. Before we get to the show, we want to hear from you. Here are the social media stats. I'm at Lesley Mia. The show is at the Sports Desk TV. We've got email, Facebook. Tell us what's going on and what we need to know, because when it comes down to it, this show is all about you. Now let's get you in the know with some numbers. Playoffs are in full swing and we are there every step of the way. But remember, games are happening every day, so please keep up to date on our social pages for the latest information. Okay, starting off on the hardwood with the ladies. In girls basketball Division I, Bishop Montgomery and West both received byes, advancing to the second round. Well, West took care of Brentwood and the Knights defeated Glendora, which leads us to the ultimate South Bay showdown in the quarterfinals. Melanie Chacon will be there, but right now, let's check in with Melanie, who was at B Monty for that second round game.
After a bye week in the first round, Bishop Montgomery hosted Glendora in the second round and beat the Tartans 54-43. Senior Nicole Hayase started it off for the Lady Knights with a deep three. The Knights defended the ball well in the first quarter as freshman Kiori Lloyd grabs the rebound, passes it out to Delasia Hurt-Floyd, and she gets the foul. Hurt-Floyd sinks both free throws, and a couple buckets later, Bishop takes the first quarter 9-7. In the second quarter, seniors Nicole Hayase and Amaya Trahan hit back-to-back threes, and the Knights' offense was rolling. They held Glendora to just 5 points and went up 23-12 at the half. The Tartans came out shooting in the third and started to chip away at the Knights' lead, but Bishop stayed active on offense and continued to dominate the floor. The Knights led it 39-26 going into the fourth. The fourth quarter was a battle with both Glendora and Bishop trading buckets, but the Lady Knights stayed on top and held on to their lead to win it 54-43.
Playoff time is always really fun. At this point, it's some pressure, win in advance or lose and go home. So just very blessed and happy to have been able to get the win tonight. Props to our entire team. I thought Kylie did an excellent job. Her pressure on defense and then converting offensively. I think Kiori Lloyd, our freshman, had great energy. Delasia, our freshman, had great ball pressure. Nicole hit some big, timely threes. I think all around it was a good team effort. We got some contribution from everyone on the floor tonight.
Coach says that basketball is a game of runs, and when they were going on one of our runs, I got our team together and was like, this is them punching us, so we just have to hold down the fort, and we got to punch back.
It means everything. We don't lose home court. We really wanted to advance, and we knew this game was one we had to get, so it's really important and it's really special to us.
The West girls basketball team, your Pioneer League champs, literally gave Brentwood School a beatdown, beating them in the second round of the playoffs 63-22. I mean, by halftime it was already 30-10, but don't think the Lady Warriors were then going to start going easy on the Eagles. Oh no, this is the playoffs after all.
We made sure that they came out with energy and tempo. We wanted to make sure that we tried to get the crowd involved a little bit and definitely start strong. Since we haven't played in really a week and a half, we wanted to make sure that we didn't get lulled to sleep and follow in some of those traps of rustiness and stuff like that. Going into the game, we knew that they have really great three-point shooters and they have two very good ball handlers, so we wanted to make sure that as much as possible we stifled their offense a little bit more and slowed them down so that we didn't have to get into a shooting match with them. they do a lot of pressure defense against us as well, so making sure that we're patient and we're just taking what they give us. So Nicole is a freshman, but she has, it's funny, with the unfortunate passing of Kobe Bryant, she's the one kid on my team that has that Mamba mentality, and so I think that's what helps her perform in games like this. I mean, she's only a freshman, but she always reminds me that she's been dreaming of this moment for her whole life.
We worked on like a lot of things, like our shooting and our defense, and like that's how we had the lead in the first half because we were pressing. Before the game, I just needed to warm up, and my shot was feeling good today. So
tonight we were able to keep attacking the basket and look to score, and we did a good job rebounding.
Anaya James is our leader. She's been leading us the whole way throughout season, but a lot of the emphasis we put on her is on her rebounding. So we made sure that we focused on making sure you go after every loose ball, making sure you don't give them second chance opportunities, and I think she did a really good job with that.
So the way I rebounded was finding the offensive players and boxing them out, and then crashing the boards.
The main thing is that they got their first win, the same team. We pretty much brought back the whole squad from last year, so this was the big first win for them in CIF and their first experience of getting a win. I'm really excited for them to get that atmosphere of that quarterfinal matchup, but it's going to be a hard-fought battle no matter who it is, and we're just going to make sure that we're preparing them in practice.
Now on to the Saxons, who got past the first 2 rounds in very cool fashion. Justin Thompson has the whole story.
Thanks, Lesley. Unbelievable finish here tonight at North High. The Saxons girls basketball team pulling off a huge win against Oxnard to advance to the next round. It wasn't an encouraging start for the Saxons. Oxnard jumped out to an early 12-2 lead, but the North girls maintained their composure and battled back. Senior Casey Takada ignites the team here with a steal and the layup in transition, and then Casey hits the jumper to cut the deficit to 7, and North had life heading into the second quarter. And that was when Sam Yanagi would make her presence felt. She starts things off with a nice baseline jumper, then she buries a 3-pointer, and finally she follows her miss to get the rebound and puts it back with the left hand. Incredible stuff from the sophomore, and after fellow sophomore Brittany Ishida scores here with 25 seconds left in the half, North completes the comeback and had a 30-29 lead heading to the locker room. Back and forth the two teams went, swapping the lead until Sam Yanagi showed up again and decided it was time to go home. Down 3 with 3:30 to play, Yanagi changes that with the 3-ball. Then she comes up with a steal and hits another 3. And finally, Sam brings out the dagger and ices the game with one last long-distance bomb. Unbelievable shooting from the sophomore, who had the crowd rocking and had North headed to the next round.
I was a little nervous at the beginning, but since my friends were there and they're going hard, it helped me and it gave me confidence and gave me energy.
I thought once we settled in on offense, when the game started, I think we were fine. The effort and energy was there. At the end of the game, we came up with some big stops and executed on offense. The most important thing about our team, and the thing I love the most, is just anybody and everybody can step up and be our high scorer. Like tonight, it was Sam. Is it always Sam? No, not always. Sometimes it's Casey, sometimes it's Dara. We just have a multiple number of people that can score double digits for us at any given time.
Another night, another win for the North High girls basketball team. The Saxons taking down St. Paul to advance to the 3rd round of CIF. And North got off to a better start tonight. Carly Schwenke with the offensive rebound puts it up and in, and Kaylee Bracaros drills the 3-pointer to give the Saxons an early 5-0 lead. St. Paul would answer back and take a 5-point lead in the second quarter, but that lead was short-lived. Brittany Ishida and Dara Takeshi with back-to-back threes to tie the game at 18 apiece with 4 minutes left in the half. And then Samantha Yanagi, who played so well last game, gives the Saxons the lead heading into halftime, and halftime couldn't cool her down. She came out firing in the 3rd quarter. Back-to-back threes from Yanagi to start the half gave North a little breathing room. Great sequence here from the Saxon center, making the great defensive play on one end and then getting rewarded with the easy basket on offense. Great stuff from Carly Schwenke. Sam Yanagi, being Sam Yanagi here, buries the 3 and then forces the turnover on defense. The sophomore playing at such a high level in the playoffs this year. On to the 4th quarter now, just over a minute to play. The Saxons up by 3, and absolute lockdown defense from North forces the turnover. So 12 seconds left, St. Paul has to foul, and it's the reliable senior Casey Takada at the line. Talk about calm under pressure. She hits both free throws to secure the win. 50-45, Saxons over St. Paul.
I felt good, even though we were down in the first half. We knew that as long as we executed our game plan, we'd be able to come out with a win.
I thought tonight we played one of our best defensive games of the season. So it's just, as a coach, it's just nice to see the kids mature as the season goes on and be so successful. We try not to make too many adjustments, just to keep them in their comfort zone. And we've practiced all year long, and it's repetition. So honestly, I tell them, trust what we've done all year. Trust yourself, trust that you can make the play, and it'll work.
As for South in Division III AA, the Spartans visited Victor Valley and got the dub 40-32, but then were on the road again against Corona Del Mar for the second round and fell 48-42. Torrance in Division IIIA visited Garden Grove and got a tight win, 46-45, and then took on Yucca Valley at home for the second round and weren't as successful, losing 59-54. In boys basketball, Bishop Montgomery played Redondo away in the first round and won 73-49. Then they took on Pasadena in the second round at home and got the W 58-49, putting them in the quarterfinals. Ambassador was on the road at Crossroads Christian in the first round and got the dub 66-60, but fell in the second round against Sierra Vista 69-40. In Division II AA, Los Osos came to West, and in Division IIIA South welcomed Santa Monica Pacifica Christian. Both teams did not get past the first round, but a valiant effort from both teams was on display. The Warriors came back from a 13-point deficit to take their only lead of the night on a driving layup right here by senior Drew Higashigawa with about 1:10 left to play. But it wasn't enough as Los Osos stopped West twice in the final 30 seconds to take the oh-so-close victory, 52-51.
We had to fight the entire game. I think we left everything on the floor and playing together the whole time and then winning and losing as a family. This team is special. We were family. I don't think many teams are as close as we were, and that's why we gave it all for each other and left it all on the floor.
It's pretty cool. I mean, 2AA, the division playoffs, is harder than Division I this year. It's a monster of a schedule, monster of a bracket, and Los Osos came in here with a 21-7 record. They had 4 or 5 college basketball players. You know, we came in league champions, but we don't have any kids that want to play college or, really pursuing that for us, for our local high school, to really come in and compete with a team like that all the way down to the end is pretty impressive. Obviously, there's no moral victories. We don't settle for losing, and of course we wish we would have won. But at the end of the day, we're very proud of their effort. We're very proud of everything they gave to West Torrance basketball, especially for our 6 seniors. Drew Higashigawa had an amazing game. He put the team on his back, put the ball in the basket when we needed it. BK, he doesn't score many points all the time, but he's always doing the little things down low, banging inside, grabbing rebounds, guarding, playing great defense. I mean, those 2 seniors, they were our captains, and they definitely led the way today, and we're extremely proud of them and all of our guys. Best part is understanding that your success in the regular season is giving you the right to play it in the postseason, and I think it's really cool to understand that we're one of the 32 best teams for our division. So that was really awesome. Really excited to have a home game for the second year in a row. Just second year in a row, we fell a little short. You learn that the relationship that you have with your players and the relationship you have with your coaching staff, it's more important than the win and the loss at the end of the day. We're about family. We're about building young men and making them into productive members of society. It's more than basketball for us, and I think that's the most important thing that I've learned over the last 2 years being their coach.
As much as they tried, the Spartans just couldn't get past a very strong Pacifica Christian team in the opening round Division IIIA championships. Even at the half, South trailed 37-19. They did fight back, scoring 22, their most in the fourth, and at one point were only down by 12. But it ultimately wasn't enough, falling 60-50. But grateful to be invited to the dance, that they were.
We started off really slow, came in too comfortable because it's our home game. But at the end, I think we played our hearts out. Our last game, we had a lot of fun. First half, we were a little slow, but we started to trust each other. We played for each other. And at halftime, we said, love our brothers, and we just played through it. They were more hungry at the start, but then I don't think we gave up at the end. We got it back. I think we brought it close enough for our hearts. It's our first round, but to be honest, I didn't think we were going to make it this far, but I'm happy for everyone. We got better as the season went on, and I want to thank all my teammates for trying so hard this far for us.
The first half, we were overconfident and cocky, so they got ahead of us fast, but towards the second half we started coming back because we played hard and strong. I think we played really good defense towards the end of the game, and we had some nice passes, but we could have made a lot more free throws and missed some layups.
We prepared well for the game. We saw them on film, but as teenagers sometimes are, they were a little too comfortable. The beginning of the game, we weren't as intense as we always are, but that's human nature. I think they played very hard, as they always do, and like I told them, this is one game, we need to learn from it. For some of the guys, it's the first time they were in playoff competition. We're a very young team. Of our 14 players, we have 3 seniors. So as always, I was very positive with them, and I told them no one beat themselves up over this, and we gave our best shot, and give credit to Pacifica Christian. They were able to beat us 60-50. No, I'm just real proud of my team. They gave their best shot, and we'll continue to work to get better every day.
Okay, coming up, more playoffs action in boys and girls soccer, girls water polo, and wrestling. Keep it right here. Welcome back to the Sports Desk. Lesley Robbins here. The South High girls soccer squad, your Pioneer League champion for their Division III second round game, took on Alta Loma and got the dub 3-0. This puts them in the quarterfinals, hosting Flint Ridge Prep. Just prior, Justin Thompson was with the Lady Spartans for their victorious round 1 game.
Thanks, Lesley. The South High girls soccer team taking on Sonora in their first round matchup of CIF. The Spartans hold on and advance to the next round with a 1-0 victory. The final score might not suggest it, but this was a game that South had control of from the get-go. The Spartans dominated the time of possession and had a plethora of unsuccessful shots on goal throughout the game. Finally, though, it was Skylar Briggs, the senior captain playing at Cal Berkeley next year, who was able to find the net for the lone goal by either team. 1-0, the final score in this one, the Spartans beating Sonora to advance to the next round and set up a matchup against Alta Loma.
Most of us have been on the team for almost our whole high school season, so we know each other pretty well. We know where we're gonna go, where to pass it, the weight of the ball that's gonna go through. So it really helps that we've all been together for so long.
We had a good game. It wasn't our best game on the season. It could be a game that we could have scored much more goals based on the chances we have. I think the greatest takeaway from this game is that we need to be working on putting the teams away earlier. I think from now on we'll be facing teams that if we keep them alive in the game for that long, they may punish us and we'll suffer. So we're going to be work on that. But at the end of the day, I got to be happy with the girls. A win is a win, you know. They found a way to win. I'm happy now to move on and think about Saturday. Before the season, we set our goals, and every time we accomplish a goal, we just look forward to the next one, you know. As soon as we won the league undefeated, I told them, look, whatever we did on league is past. Now we're going to a new goal, which is win CIF. So that keeps them motivated. Like I said, a bit off nerves playing home with the fans here. But I'm pretty sure in the next game we'll be much better with that for sure.
The Lady Tartars' first round against Mayfield also netted them a 2-0 win. The first to connect in the first half was sophomore forward Allison Sibley, who explained to us how it all went down.
I got a through ball from the 50, dribbled to the top of the box, goalie came out, touched it by her, and slipped it in the near post. Tonight's game went really well. I feel like we connected the ball really well, and we were all communicating as a team, which is hard to do, and we played together. I think we can improve on our defending and our midfield passing and just passing in general. I thought a lot of our people that we brought up from JV stepped up, and I feel like everyone as a team stepped up. We all wanted it.
Fast forward to the second half, and senior captain forward Katie Garcia does what Katie Garcia does.
When I scored my goal, it was pretty nice considering it's the first round of CIF and I'm a senior. They passed it to me at the top of the box, and I turned and I shot it and it went into the far net. So it was pretty cool. We communicated really well. I think we all really wanted it, and it really showed on the field. For the next game, I hope we still bring the same effort that we did, because you know how some teams lack that. but I think we really did good tonight. We all really gave it our all.
I feel like our defense was very compacted in our middle half, and I feel like we can make it all the way if we work hard, keep up our mentality, and score more goals.
It's really exciting. You know, I think half of our starting lineup is underclassmen. I think that as soon as we add girls from next season and our younger girls start to age up a little bit, you know, we're going to be a solid team. So it's exciting times for us.
As for the Lady Tartars' second round game on the road against Granite Hills, well, they are quarterfinals bound with a 3-2 victory. The North girls squad came to play, but their end goal got cut short in the second round, falling to Arcadia 3-2. That game came on the heels of North defeating Cerritos 2-1 in round 1. On to the boys. West in Division 2 had Warren over in the first round, but couldn't seal the deal, falling 3-1. Also in the first round, Torrance in Division 3 faced El Rancho, but lost 5-0. The Saxons are off to the quarterfinals as they beat Bell Gardens on the road in the second round 4-2. To get there, the Saxons had to get past Los Amigos in the first round. Justin was there.
Playoff soccer at North High with the Saxons taking on Los Amigos in the first round of CIF. North with an early goal in this one. Who else but Andrew Valverde, the team's senior captain, giving the Saxons an early 1-0 lead. A penalty here had the Saxons in prime position to extend the lead, and Brandon Lee does just that. Goalie goes one way, ball goes the other, 2-0 North. Another first half goal for North, Andrew Valverde with the cross, and Zeus Vasquez there to clean up the mess and make it a 3-0 lead for the Saxons. Los Amigos struck back in the second half on this wild sequence, but the 3-1 game didn't last long as North added an insurance goal with another penalty kick. 4-1 the final in this one, and the Saxons advanced to the second round. Here's head coach Roberto Rivez rocking the North High blue hair, talking to us about the big win.
Well, it's just huge. I mean, this is a moment where North hasn't been in a playoff since 2011. I got a really, really good balanced team out here. They've been proving it all year long. For us, this is about one game at a time, and to get a win against a good team. I mean, Los Amigos came out, battled us. They are well coached. You can see that as they didn't give up in that second half, and so I thought for us it was a good way to sort of measure ourselves against those teams and understand that it just gets more tougher from out here now. We want, to get a championship, you got to go 4 more wins. And we just preach, one game at a time, one play at a time, keeping ourselves in the moment. For them, it's really about staying in that moment. For a lot of them, it's their first time being in this position. But you can see with their confidence and their experience in the last 3 or 4 years that we've been building, we're looking forward to whoever we play. We believe that we can beat anybody.
Okay, coming up, our playoffs coverage isn't over yet. We've still got girls water polo and wrestling to tell you all about. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Sports Desk. I'm Lesley Robbins. Between 3 schools, West, South, and Torrance, and 3 different girls water polo games, our girls sure had themselves a good ride in this year's playoffs, albeit probably a little shorter than desired. Melanie Chacon has the GWP Roundup.
The West High girls water polo team showed out in the quarterfinals of the CIF playoffs. And although they dropped this game to Monrovia, the girls played hard, and we've got a lot of action to get to. Monrovia had great ball movement early and were able to get on the board first. West worked the Wildcats' goal, and on the other end, Warriors goalkeeper Lydia Nygren made some great saves. Monrovia put 2 more on the board, and as the clock ran down, Faith Iwanaka took her shot, and Montana White was there with the rebound and score. 3-1 Monrovia. In the second quarter, Montana White gets the steal, which leads to another goal for the Warriors, 3-2. A few plays later, White spins around the defender to even the score, 3-all. Great ball movement here by West, and it's White again for another Warriors goal. There was a penalty shot by Natalia Stannard, and the Warriors led it 5-4 at the half. West would score their final goal to start the third, and Monrovia had an answer. The Wildcats had a great defensive third quarter and tied the game at 6s. The fourth quarter was a battle. Both teams played their hearts out, and by the end of the match, Monrovia came out on top, beating the Warriors 7-6 in the quarterfinals.
They played very good. They're a strong team. I don't feel like we quite rose to the challenge that they presented for us, so obviously it's a little frustrating. My older sister played for the program when it was, you know, like girls would never played before, and it still kind of is that, but the fact that we've transformed from that and never even dreamed of being in CIF to for 2 years in a row being in CIF, and we moved up division from last year, and so we knew it was going to be a harder competition. So, you know, all in all, we love each other. We're proud of each other.
Competition is, as you can tell from the score, is really close, really strong. Monrovia came to play, and we tried our best. Montana's a great player. She brings a well-rounded attitude. She's able to control the pace of the game. She's able to go play offense and defense. She's a very strong physical player where she can get into most players twice her size and compete and fight. It's really a blessing to kind of have her in there and able to continue to bring her power and bring her knowledge in the game. It's going to be really hard losing Lydia. She's a senior. She's our goalie. That's going to be really tough, and that's going to be some big shoes to fill. It's been a pleasure to work with these girls and watch them grow and do as well as they've done.
The first round of the CIF playoffs wrapped up tonight, and what an exciting night it was. Both South High School and West High School had stellar performances and came out victorious. South High dominated the first half of this match. The Spartans shut Palm Springs out in the first quarter 4-0 and only allowed 1 goal from the Indians in the second and led it 8-1 at the half. It was a quieter second half for the Spartans offensively. Palm Springs got a few goals on the board, and South added to their lead, cementing their win over the Indians 11-5.
It was great. We all played really well. We worked together super well as a team. It was super exciting. We expected a little more intensity, but we were ready for everything, which is why we came out really strong.
We're a team. It's a team effort. We encourage each other to do well. And even if we're down 5 points, we still encourage each other to do better.
It was a great first half performance for the Warriors. They played well defensively and put a lot of pressure on Montebello. Junior Montana White shined early. She had 5 goals for the Warriors, giving them a 7-3 lead at the break. The Oilers picked up some momentum in the third, but it wasn't enough to push past the Warriors, and West beat Montebello 13-8.
We're really excited about being in CIF. Montebello is a really good team, so we knew we had to step it up and have other people and new people on our team step up in ways that we haven't in the regular season. This is a great group of girls. They're my sisters. I love them so much.
Our mindset going into the game was just to do our best and to just work as a team and just try and get past this game. So we kind of have a connection in the water. If I look at one of the girls, I can just know whether I'm going to get the ball or whether they're going to shoot it. And I think that just comes from just spending so much time together with them and having a great bond with all of them.
And it was a very big and busy weekend for CIF wrestling, and some of our Torrance area athletes are moving on. The South High boys wrestling team finished in 3rd place at the CIF Southern Section Coastal Division. The Spartans qualified 5 wrestlers for this Friday's Masters meet at Sonora High. In all, the Spartans had 10 medalists in the tournament, and Coach told me that's a school record. West had a pair move on to the Masters meet, while North had 1 wrestler qualify. As for the CIF Southern Section girls individual wrestling qualifiers, South had 1 finalist who will be one of 18 wrestlers competing at the girls CIF finals this Friday and Saturday at Beaumont High. Now again, the playoffs are happening every day from here on out, so please keep up on our social media pages for the latest updates. And that is going to do it for this episode. We will see you back here next week. In the meantime, here are the social media stats. I'm at Lesley Mia. The show is at the SportsDesk TV. We've got email, Facebook. Be sure to keep in touch and take us behind your scenes. For everyone here at the SportsDesk, I'm Lesley Robbins. Thanks for watching.